everybody, welcome to Hill Heat. My name is Julie.
And today we're doing a non-wrestling fan judges wrestlers on their hotness. Now, Jules, you never watch wrestling, do you?
No, not at all.
Alright, so we're going to show Julie 10 different men, and she's going to judge them on how hot she thinks she is. We're going to grade on a 1 to 10 scale. You're going to see 2 pictures each. After the second picture, I want you to give me your opinion. So this first person, do you know who that is?
John Cena.
Can you see him?
I can see him.
Okay, so you got a good idea of his wrestling picture now. Do you want to see the second one?
Mm-hmm.
So that's him outside of wrestling. That's him dressed up, I guess you would say. So based on those 2 pictures and what you probably already know of John Cena, what do you think of him?
I think he's attractive, but he just looks kind of goofy, right? He's goofy.
So what would you say he is? Where would you rate him on a 1 to 10 scale?
A 5.
Say he's 5? Okay, so John Cena's middle of the road for you. Do you have any idea who that is?
No.
That's Kenny Omega. So Kenny Omega is AEW, John Cena's WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a good idea of what he looks like in his wrestling stance, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's go to his second picture. Now, what do you think about Kenny Omega?
He's cute. I'm not into blondes, though.
Well, sometimes he's blonde. That's more when he's a heel. He does blonde, which means a bad guy, and he'll do his normal hair is brown.
I like the bad guys.
So what would you give him?
Let's give him an 8.
Give him an 8? Okay. All right. So Kenny getting a pretty good score. Now this is our next guy. Do you have any idea who this is?
No clue.
This is Andrade.
Okay.
So you see Andrade here in his wrestling gear?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the second one. That's him in a suit.
He gets a 10.
Andrade's a 10?
He's a 10.
I had a feeling you might like it. All right. So let's go to our next guy.
I don't know who that is.
You have no idea. That's Swerve Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
You see what you see here so far. This is wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's him in kind of a suit. It was kind of hard to find one of him like dressed nicely, even like in just like regular clothing. So
He looks short. He
he
gets a
looks
4.
short. I mean, I don't think he's that short. He's probably my height or maybe a bit smaller.
We'll give him a 7.
Give him a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's roll on to our next guy. Do you know who this gentleman is?
No.
So far you've only known John Cena.
Correct.
Alright, so you got a good idea of what he looks like in his wrestling gear?
Yeah.
And that's him in normal everyday attire.
He's cute.
He's cute?
I think he gets a 9.
He gets a 9, that's Finn Balor. So far, Andrade's the hottest, Finn Balor's the second hot.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, this is our next guy. Yeah, I know you don't know who this is. This is Kazuchika Okada.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you said you don't like blondes, but he's another person that dyes his hair blonde. So that's him in his wrestling gear, and that's him in a more formal setting.
I don't find him attractive. He's not ugly.
Where would you put him?
Let's do a 4.
So he's just below Cena?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so here's our next guy.
Mm-hmm.
Before you say anything, when I made this list, I thought you would think this is the hottest guy.
Okay.
So this is him in his wrestling. Now this is him and his wife. That is Bianca Belair. She's also a wrestler. His name's Montez Ford. What would you give Montez?
We'd give Montez a 9.
Montez is not. So he's not as hot as Andrade.
No.
I thought you would go for him. Okay. Now this is our next guy.
Mm-hmm. He looks good.
You like that? Okay. Here he is in a suit.
How about an 8?
That's MJF, by the way. So you give MJF an 8.
We give MJF an 8.
Okay. So far you're giving these guys pretty high scores. Do you
They're
know who
not
this
ugly.
is?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
I mean, he's kind of not too much different between the suit and his regular wrestling gear, right? He does have a horrible neck tattoo.
He looks like he's old.
He's not. He's younger than usual.
Let's get, how about a 7?
You give him a 7. So that's Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I think this is the last. This is the oldest guy on here, by the way. He's in his 50s. So that's him wrestling, and that's him in a suit.
He's cute.
He's cute.
Yeah, for an old guy.
So what would you give the old man?
Let's give him an 8.
So Edge, or it's Adam Copeland, also known as Edge. So Edge gets an 8. So overall, you thought Andrade was the hottest.
Yeah.
Do you want to change anybody that you think of now that you've seen them all?
I mean, I probably would put John Cena a little lower.
So you think out of all of them, John Cena's the ugliest?
Correct.
Even uglier than, was it Okada you gave a 4? Okada would have been the Japanese guy.
They're probably about the same.
So you give Okada and Cena 4s.
Yep.
Okay. So you go Andrade, and then it was Montez. He's the one that showed the couple with.
Mm-hmm.
And then Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Edge is right up there with Finn.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is my good friend Julie, and this was her opinion of wrestlers that she's never seen before except for John Cena. And how hot she thinks she is. So, overall, Jules, would you date any of those guys just based off of their pictures?
Of course.
Would you date all of those guys based off their pictures?
Not based off their pictures, no, but I might, you know.
You would date John Cena just because you know he's rich?
Probably.
All right, with all that, I hope you guys like this. This is a new thing we're going to try. If you like it, we're going to do a little couple more of these when Julie's time is available. She's a very busy woman.
Thank you for watching Heel Heat.
See you guys later.
Bye.